Hey everybody, Varun here once again from Language Academy. Guys, recently I uploaded few videos on listening section and I have got a number of comments from you guys that you want a video on reading section as well. That what are the do's and don'ts in reading section, how is everything marked, what are the sections we need to take care of, what are the things we need to consider in order to get a perfect 19 reading. So guys, this video is especially for you if you are preparing for your PTE exam, you're struggling in reading or you are just a beginner, you want to know that yes, what are the things which are affecting your reading section, what are the tasks which will give you or contribute a lot of points towards your reading section. Guys, very first thing, if you want to take notes, pause the video, go and get your pen and notepad, whatever you want to, so that you can write this down. I'll be sharing few of the things which I have figured out from my experience taking the mock test and PT exam again and again, just to see how everything works in the exam. So make sure you make the notes so that you can use those notes for your future reference while you study. Will surely help you guys. Alright, let's start. Very first thing, reading in total, as you know, is 90. And for reading you'll get points from speaking section as well, from your writing section as well, from your listening section as well. So out of your 90, almost around 45 points are from other sections and 45 points are from reading itself. Let's start from the very beginning. First section is your speaking. Very first task of your exam, read aloud, guys. We often ignore it, we often take this for granted. We think that read aloud, it's very easy, I don't really need to do anything, I just need to read out the text. Guys, even if you're getting 19 speaking, please make sure you keep on practicing your read alouds. Even if you're getting 19 speaking, there may be a chance or there can be a probability that you are making a lot of errors in your read aloud, which is not really affecting or impacting your speaking section, but that is actually impacting your reading section. The content part, if you're not reading the words properly, but you're reading in a fluent and clear manner, you'll get 90 in speaking, but you'll lose points in your reading section. So you have to be very careful, guys, that you focus on read aloud. Almost around 25 points, 22, 25, 28 points, depending on your exam pattern, read aloud will contribute towards your reading section. And if you're getting 28 points from your read aloud towards your reading section, that is almost 1/3 of your reading scores. So please be very careful. Make sure you read each and every word properly. You properly say the S sound at the end of the word or ED sound at the end of the word. For example, if there's a word called plays, right, PLAYS in the text, and if you're reading at play, PLAY, you won't really get points in reading. Be very careful about each and everything, guys. Right, so these are the things you need to care about in your read aloud. Very important task, very easy task, and very high scoring, will give you a lot of points in your reading section, guys. Next thing, that's it from your speaking section. No other task will give you points in reading except for your read alouds in your reading. Let's come on to your writing. The very first task, summarize written text. Easy task, will give you points in reading. How much points or how many points? You will get around 4 to 5 or 6 points from your summarized written text towards your reading. Again, not a lot, but if you're aiming for 7 each or 8 each, you have to make sure your summarized written text is perfect as well, guys. 6-7 points can make a difference. What you need to be careful about over here to get full points in your reading. Why do you get, very first thing, a common question I get a lot of time from the students, why do we even get points for our reading section from a part where we have to write everything? Guys, you have been given a text, you have to read it. They're checking if you're good at reading as well, right? So how will you convince the computer that you're good at reading? By adding a lot of keywords or information from the given passage. To make sure you're getting full points from your summarized written text towards your reading section, make sure you include a lot of keywords. I'll recommend at least 7 to 8 keywords from a passage in your answer. Will help you get full points in your reading section, guys. So summarized written text, try to include around 7-8 keywords each summarized written text to get full points in your reading part. And yes, in total, summarized written text will contribute around 4, 5, 6, 7 points depending on your exam pattern. If you're getting 2 summarized written text, you'll get less points. If you're getting 3 summarized written text, more points, guys. Right, now after this, your reading section starts, and this is where the game changes. If you're very careful about how everything works, you will get the points, otherwise you may lose, despite the fact you are very good, your grammar is very good, your vocabulary is very good. But if you're not really aware of what is important and what not, you may struggle to get your score. So the very first task of your reading section is your MCQ multiple, MCQ single, and then you've got your reorders, fill in the blanks, drag and drop, and fill in the blanks, drop and down. So your exam pattern can be anything. You may start your exam or your reading section with fill in the blanks. You can get MCQs at the beginning. You may get reorders at the beginning as well. It's different for all of you. So it depends on your luck, I'll say. You may get MCQs in the beginning or your reorders or your blanks in the beginning. Now remember this thing, very first thing, you have overall time in reading section, means you will be given a set number of questions, most probably somewhere around 16 to 21 questions or 22 questions, and you will have around 32 to 41 minutes. So on an average you'll have around 2 minutes per question, right? Now guys, remember this thing, MCQ single answers, MCQ multiple answers, don't worry much about it. This is one of the secret or hack, I'll say. Don't worry much about MCQ single answers or multiple answers, they are not important. Not important, even if you mess them up, you can get your score. But reorders and fill in the blanks, both the types, drag and drop down, very important. If you mess up or miss reorders or blanks, it's very hard to get the score, right? So there can be two scenarios, either you'll get MCQs in the beginning or MCQs at the end, right? If you get your MCQs in the very beginning, don't worry about it, just select the best you can and move on. Do not spend more than 40 seconds. Do not just spend 2-3 minutes per MCQ reading the thing again and again, because MCQs single answers and MCQ multiple answers in total will only give you around 3, 4, 5 points, not more than that. Whereas your reading blanks and reorders all together can give you up to 35 points, right? So do not ignore the tasks which are going to give you 35 points for the tasks which are only going to give you around 3, 4, 5 points, right? So if you get MCQs in the very beginning, don't spend a lot of time. If you get them at the end, and if you have enough time, do your best, use your time wisely and try to get the right answer. Now remember this thing, MCQ single answers, guys, what you have to be very careful, only 1 minute, select one option. If you can get the right answer, go with it, otherwise move on. Same thing for MCQ multiple, I'll always recommend you only select one answer. Even if you select one answer and that is correct, you can get 19 reading. You can get 19 reading for sure. I have selected one multiple times in my exam. Whenever I do the mock test or I took the real exam as well, I only selected one option, got perfect 19 reading. So only select one option which you are 100% confident about and move on, because there's negative marking in MCQ multiple answers. And then for your reorder paragraph, guys, you have to be very careful. Make sure you follow the strategies properly. Try to make as many pairs as you can, because you get points according to the pairs. As many as pairs you can make, go for them. And then you have to also make sure you practice a lot. You can practice all of them from the website. There are a lot of them. Go and register yourself, practice. Then for your fill in the blanks and drag and drop down, both are very important, but drop down will give you a lot of points in your writing section as well. Drop down is the one where you have 4 options for each blank, will give you a lot of points in your writing section as well. So be very careful and practice those ones a lot. And yes, remember this thing, at max for reorder paragraph and fill in the blanks drag drop, do not spend more than 2.5 minutes. And for drop down, you can take max 3 minutes, because sometimes the passages are a bit lengthy. But again, do not waste more than 3 minutes. If you can't really find the right answer within 3 minutes, select the best option you can, move on. Don't just keep on thinking about the same thing again and again. In that way, you will lose the other blanks as well, right? So do not spend more than 3 minutes. There's no negative marking. Select the options. Do not leave any answer unattempted. But yes, do not spend more than 3 minutes. There's only negative marking in MCQ multiple answers. So be very careful over there. As I've told you, only select one option, right? Reorders are going to give you around 8-9 points in your reading. Then you have got your drag and drop blanks, will give you around 16 to 18 points depending on your exam pattern. And then drop down blanks will give you around 20 to 22 points in your reading section, guys. And this is where your reading section will end. And then we move on to your listening section, the last section of your exam or last part of your exam. In listening section, there are 2 tasks which will give you points in reading. Very first one, highlight correct summary, guys. Highlight correct summary won't really give you a lot of points, but yes, will give you around 2 or 3 points from your listening section towards your reading section. So try to give your best, practice these ones as well, and do not spend more than 40 to 50 seconds. Not a lot of points, but yes, some points are important if you are aiming for 7 or 8. But in case you're not able to get the right answer within 40-50 seconds, once the audio stops, please do not waste your time, move on to the next one. Right, remember this thing, do not waste a lot of time on highlight correct summary, but give your best. How do you solve highlight correct summary? Always eliminate the options. You have 4 options. Try to eliminate the options based on wrong information in the options or any kind of additional information in the option. So if there's any additional information in the option which was not there in the lecture, eliminate it and select the best option you can which relates to the given lecture or the lecture that was played, will help you get few points in your reading section. Then finally, second last task of your exam, highlight incorrect words. Very easy, very important. Remember this thing, there's negative marking over here, Be very careful, but yes, this task will give you around 10 to 12 points from your listening towards your reading section. So that is why this is very important, guys. Please make sure you give your best over here. Select the words and practice these ones. A lot of time what I see, students just ignore this. You guys will just ignore it because it's pretty easy. I'll do it now. You have to practice. You will come to know that you're making a lot of errors. You're choosing wrong words. You're highlighting incorrect words as well. So be very careful about these ones. Practice a lot will help you get a lot of points, but there's negative marking, so be very careful about that one as well. Again, make sure you practice a lot, will give you around 10 to 12 points, and that is where your exam will end and will help you get 90 in reading. So again, once again, let's summarize the video. Very first thing, read aloud, very important. Even if you're getting 19 speaking, please keep on practicing this thing. Practice around 10 to 15 of these every day at least, because content from this part will go to your reading section, and in total will give you around 25-27 points in your reading section. Then you have got summarized written text, will give you around 4, 5, 6 points in your reading section from your writing section. For that, try to include as many as keywords you can from the given passage, guys. Then reading section, you have to manage your time properly. You'll be given around 16 to 22 questions and 32 to 41 minutes. 2 minutes per question, but do not spend a lot of time on MCQs, only 40 seconds. And then after that, you spend a lot of time, or 2.5 minutes each, I'll say, on reorders, drag and drop blanks and drop down blanks. Very important, please guys, make sure you practice a lot of reading. Reading is more about your grammar and vocabulary. Then highlight correct summary and highlight incorrect words, very important from listening. In total will give you around 10, 12, 15 points from your listening towards your reading section. And that is where your reading part will end. If you follow the strategies, guys, if you practice, the very high chances you'll clear the exam. Yes, you need good grammar, you need good vocabulary, but along with that, you need to know what are the areas you need to hit, what are the things you need to be very careful about, and that is how you will smash it. Guys, if you have any questions related to this video or any other video, please leave them down in the comment section below. I'll try to answer as many as possible. If you like the video, please hit the like button. And yes, share it with your friends as well, will help me keep going. And if my videos are helping you in any way, do let me know. If you get your score, will help me keep going. All the very best, guys. Keep on practicing, believe in yourself. Don't think that I can't do it. Even if you're missing by 1 point, even if you're missing by 10 points, you can do it. You have to keep on practicing for the right strategies, and then practice on the right material. Keep on practicing, believe in yourself, be confident, and you'll do it as well. All the very best, guys.